Hey guys, Nick Maxwell here. Just wanted to do a quick introductory video on the new Raptor E550. It's a 550 class model with 550 millimeter blades, and it's actually an ARF combo version, so the motor and speed control system that it comes with is set up for 6S5000s, so pretty standard 550 setup. Actually, the model, like I said, it's an ARF combo kit. The only thing you're going to need out of the box to get this model 3D ready is just your transmitter and a receiver. For Fatabi, you'll want a little S-Bus capable receiver, or the Spectrum satellites plug into the Flybrawlers unit that's included, and then also the main motor battery, which is a 6S5000, and the charger for that battery. Basically, the motor that the model comes with is one of Thunder Tiger's Ripper line motors. It's a 1150 kV, so it's a pretty average 550 kV motor. So there's going to be a lot of different options out there for changing the motor later if you want to, or anything like that. Also, the main gear is 111 tooth, and the pinion range is from 9 to 14. So actually, you've got a lot of leeway there on different setups. Even if you want to put 8S, 10S, 12S in there later, no problem. There's going to be a gear ratio for that setup. The speed control is a Castle Talon 90 that comes stock with it, and it comes pre-programmed for that 6S5000 and this motor setup. So all you got to do is just set your endpoints and go. It's got a BEC built in there, so that's what powers your radio electronics and everything like that. The ESC would typically be mounted on this little tray back here, but I don't have a production motor, and some of my motor wires were long enough, so I just slapped it on the side. But the production one will be back here, and then you'll see that gives you easy access to your battery tray. So actually, one of the neat things about this thing is you don't have to take the canopy off to change the battery every flight. So it makes it really handy for flights on the go and things like that. Probably one of the biggest things with this E550, or the goal was to create a model that an advanced pilot can use on a daily basis without a lot of hassle, without having to bring a ton of chargers to the field, without having to bring a ton of batteries, all that kind of stuff, but still go out there and learn and practice on for their larger models, which is actually what I've been using it for this winter specifically. When I'm cold out there, I don't want to be taking the canopy on and off all the time. This has been great because I just change the battery in and out and just fly nonstop. So the electronics, the servos that come with the model are ACE servos. It comes with a high-speed digital tail servo. It's actually a narrow-band tail servo even, so it's like the Futaba high-performance tail servos. The cyclic servos are just standard pulse width servos, but they're real good and they'll work with any Flybrawler system. The Flybrawler system that's included with it is the ACE GT 5.2, and it's a full ACE 5.2, but it comes with specific pre-programmed values that Thunder Tiger's found work well in this model. Obviously, Thunder Tiger's been doing this for a long time, so they know what a natural feeling good model feels like. And so the stock settings will be really good. If you do want to change anything, like I said, it's a full 5.2, so if you're comfortable with that system and you know how to tune it to exactly your liking, no problem to go in there and adjust it. Unfortunately, I have no experience with the GT5, but one of our team members, Gary Wright, he knows that thing like the back of his hand. So if you look up some of his posts and information that he's posted on that model, you'll see some really good information. So if you do get it and say you just want to change like the control rates or the expos or something internally in the gyro, he's got a lot of great information for that. So just look up some of his posts and that'll help you a lot. That pretty much covers the electronics of the model. They're pretty straightforward and pretty simple. What really makes this model fly good, in my opinion, is the main mechanics. Number one, the model, I believe, is fairly light. It's 6 pounds, 8 ounces, ready to fly with a 6S5000. That disc loading with this rotor head width and 550 millimeter blades gives a really good collective feel. It's got good punch and good pop, but it's very linear. You're not going to run into issues where you're feeling kind of like you're flying on a wet sponge where the model doesn't want to stop, or the other way where it stops too fast and ends up shooting off in another direction, like some of the smaller, like the 450 models or something like that feels like. It's a really good balanced feel. And part of that could be what I would contribute it mostly to the control geometry. Thunder Tiger's done a really good job, just like on the E700, the G4, the 720, the 820. They've stuck with the 135 degree swash plate and the bell crank system. So there's really no, no matter whatever marketing spin you put on any helicopter, the way that the model flies is almost based entirely off of the control geometry. And so on models like these Raptors, you're insured a true traveling swash plate, which in this case in the 550, with the goal of it being a good practice machine and something that you can learn on, it makes it fly consistent. And consistent is what lets you practice and fly and learn. And so that's where I've at least really enjoyed it, because it's a good true flying 550. Inconsistencies, you know, if that swash plate isn't traveling true, if say you're at full pitch and you try to get full down elevator and the model backs the pitch off, or you reduction in elevator or something like that, that's all something that won't be consistent from flight to flight or maneuver to maneuver. And so it's going to hinder your learning, and that's what I really like about these. The parts on this model are real cheap. The kit cost is actually, or not kit, I guess, our combo is $650 with everything, like I said. So it's actually a really good value. And then the spare parts are following like the trend of the E700, which are real cheap and priced well. The other thing is there are breakaway parts. The landing gear is the same as the X50 landing gear. So if you have that model already, you've already got some spare parts. Same with the rotor head. The rotor head is very similar to the X50. The other thing is there's breakaway design features, like in the landing gear here. There's these landing gear breakaway tabs. This bottom plate is plastic. If you really hit hard, these lower carbon frames are removable, so that way you're not, you know, damaging your upper carbon frames, and you know, if you do have a bad crash, your core mechanics are still going to be okay. The canopy is it's actually a plastic reinforced fiberglass canopy, I think they call it. I don't actually know the correct term. It's got a neat kind of carbon simulated windshield and stuff. And the sticker set that it comes with is actually going to be a red sticker set. I think this green is an option sticker set, so you get green too if you want. But anyways, the canopy is real cheap and it's real durable. That's the biggest thing. Speaking of durability, we're going to go into the tail. It's a belt drive tail. The tail on this thing is really impressive. I'm running 95mm tail blades, and honestly, the tail authority is crazy. I could probably put 90s on it and it would be just fine. But anyways, the tail system is the same also, as well as the X50 built version. So if you've got a lot of those parts already, you're going to have parts that are going to be interchangeable. The neat thing is the boom and belt are actually the older version Raptor 30 and 50 boom and belt too. So if you've got excess of the 50 boom and belt, you could actually stretch this model to a 600, and that's where that 10S, 12S, and the pinion and main gear compatibility really come in. You've got a lot of different options on this model. So anyways, that's pretty much the overview of the model, and so now let's go out and do some flying.